Welcome back to the SmallsRV Adventures, baby. I'm Ricky. This is Grayson, and we're going to show you some of the things that you need while you're camping and you have a big family. That one RV refrigerator is not going to work. And excuse the wind, it is windy out here. But that one RV refrigerator is not going to work, especially if you have a residential fridge in your rig. We have a residential fridge in our rig, and we have to come up with some more options when we go on these long trips. And when your RV is not leveled, the fridge is not going to cool properly. So we're going to show you what we did to combat that issue. Plus, we have this fall cleanup because the leaves are falling. We have clear skies now, no more trees. So let's go on this episode of the SmallsRV Adventures. I'll let you guys in on a little trick that we try to do. We literally set a little tarp down and we just put the leaves on top of the tarp, and this way when we're taking the leaves we just dump them in the back into the woods, and this helps clear everything up right away. So this is what we're going to do first. We're going to try to get some of these leaves off this side of the property. We already did the other side of the property, but this side is where most of the work needs to be done. So after we do this, then everything should be clear. I do have another one of these somewhere. I have to find it so Grayson can help as well. But let's check it out. So this is some of the steps that we use. I'll show you the next step, and then we'll go into what we have, what we need when we go off grid or when we go on our long distance trips. So what we do, you don't see me yet, but you're gonna see me. We take the leaves and we take it into the woods, and behind this little barrier of branches where we keep all the leaves. And just doing that, this little barrier of branches helps keep the leaves in the woods. And then what happens to them after that, I don't know. I just took the biggest spill in my adult life, and it reminded me that I'm not a young cat anymore. I gotta take it easy. That hurt bad. Jumped back up, had to walk around on my ankle for a bit, but I'm okay. So let's get on with this video. So this is the small GOKWH fridge that I've had for a long time now, and we use it plugged into the camper. Right now it's at 52 degrees because we just plugged it in, but it'll cool down very fast. You can set it as a freezer or refrigerator. It's a single zone, so when we're traveling, we can just put our things in there and everything is set forth. I have to clean up in this little compartment, but it still fits for what we're using it for. We have another refrigerator that can fit here and has enough space, but this is what we're going to use for now. Now, not only do we have the fridge on the outside, the GOKWH fridge, we also have another fridge inside, and that one will help a lot more too, in combination with the residential fridge that we have inside. But as you know, as we found out, when we came from Idaho, we had a big shop at a Walmart, and most of that food went bad because we were traveling. When we stopped, everything was frozen. But remember, we were on the road for 6 days. So we were driving, stopping, and the only time that that fridge cut on was when we were stopped and the generator was on. You can run it on propane, but that's not too good to do because as you're driving down the road, hitting bumps and running, the flames are moving back and forth. The flame is supposed to stay steady, and that's how your fridge or whatever apparatus you're using. But when you're moving and that flame is moving, it's very easy for that flame to come out where it's supposed to be, and you can set your whole RV on fire. So we don't drive with the propane on because of that. So it can either work on electric or propane. We cut the propane off and it runs on electric only. So we needed a DC fridge, a DC power source to power the fridges that we have, the portable fridges. So here's a look at another one. Well, you can see it in the video. It's right there. So here is a dual zone fridge. I had this fridge for some time now, and it's held up really well. And this one is dual zone. So let me move this hat again. You can get these hats off the SmallsRV Adventure channel. You can get the stickers as well of the SmallsRV Adventures channel. But once you open this up, it's dual zone. It has a light. You have a freezer and a refrigerator, or it can be all a freezer or all a refrigerator. And the controls are right up on top. Oh, I really gotta sit down. I'm hurting bad. Let me turn on this light so you guys can see me. Ooh, that hurts bad. Let me show you. Down, I feel my leg twist that way, and I thought for sure that broke my ankle, but thank God it's not broken. It doesn't hurt that much, only when I put pressure on it. But let's hope that that heals, because I need this ankle. Grayson, did you see me fall?
Mm-hmm.
Describe to me what you saw.
You fell on that little so there was like a little hill that went down, and then you slipped. Yeah, yeah, and then the only thing that I heard was I heard like a little crack. That's all I heard.
Oh man, you heard a crack in my ankle on the floor.
Um, in your ankle. That's
Oh,
what I heard.
oh man. So that little crack that he heard, I heard that too. And I thought for sure that my foot was gone. Like that I was gonna have to be in a brace for months. But through the grace of God, it looks like it's okay. I'm gonna feel it out. Hopefully, it doesn't get worse than what it is. And it's a bummer because I'm doing a lot of working out now too, a lot of dieting. But hopefully, it feels better. I'm gonna keep walking on it. I may go soak it just to see if that helps it. But wow, that thing really hurt. But those are some of the things that we did. Let me show you the fridge. I didn't know this was a residential fridge when we bought it. I thought that it ran just like the other fridge and the other RV that we had. But Georgetown is known for going out and having huge residential fridges in their rig. So this here is the residential refrigerator that we have in our rig. It's huge. The top portion is the freezer. The bottom portion is the fridge. It has dual doors on the freezer and the refrigerator. But as we're driving and riding down the road, if we're going long distance, it's not going to hold Initially, up. When we first got it, I thought something was wrong with the fridge. We are about to take it right back to camping where I'd be like, look, this fridge is not working. But I realized when the RV is not leveled, a lot of these fridges do not work well. And we went through that with the old RV that we had. And I noticed too, when the weather is really warm outside, those fridges don't do really well. So having these portable fridges, they help out a lot because when you see that your fridge is not doing too well, you can help the fridge out because you can freeze a lot of things and put it in the freezer just to help that freezer not work so hard. Or you can transfer all of your dairy, your meat, produce, anything that needs to be refrigerated or frozen, you can put it in your car refrigerator. So those things work out really well. So we're always going to carry those two portable car fridges with us. And again, you don't need it all of the time because if we're not using the RV, we don't need it as much and we can just rely on our residential fridge because it'll be plugged in when it's stationary. It's just when we're traveling, we're going to need the car fridges, the portable car fridges charged up, well, not charged up, plugged in, working, and cold. So let me show you guys another thing that we use on the road when we're driving, because we do have the Starlink and they do have that in motion feature, and we use that a lot. So let me show you what we have for that, just so that we don't lose power. So on the wall there, you have the Starlink router, and you also have the power supply right underneath it, and those are attached to the wall. Underneath that, that black object, that's a UPS by APC. That's just something just in case the power goes out. It will give you about 2-3 hours of runtime, and it beeps so that you know that the power is not on. So let's say the power goes out for 1 hour, 2 hours, your Starlink, your internet will still work until the power is restored. If you're in the RV and you hear it, you just have to just plug it into a power station or something like that until the power gets restored. Now remember, the power stations are kind of funny because the power stations are kind of funny because if the power runs out and the power station cuts off, all your things that are plugged in the power station comes off. Let's say the power is restored, the power station will recharge, but your devices will not cut back on. The only way for your devices to cut back on is if you manually go to the power station and hit that AC button or hit that DC button. That's the only way that it cuts back on. And that's why so many people don't like using their routers with portable power stations. They rather use the UPS. So I hope that clarified it for some people. Some people don't know the difference between the UPS and the portable power station, and they say, "Why would you get a UPS? The battery doesn't last as long as a portable power station." It's just because the UPS is continuous. If the power goes out, it gives you uninterrupted power until the power comes back on. Hopefully, it's going to come back on in about 2 or 3 hours, as big as your battery can last. These UPSs don't come with huge batteries. But another thing is the portable power station. They come with huge batteries, but if the power doesn't come back on for a very long time, your gadgets, your electronics are not going to come back on if your portable power station runs out of battery. So that's the difference. First thing I did when I fell is I was moving around my ankle, and I was like, oh my God, still a little tender. As long as you can move it around, it's fine. I was scared to even look at it because I thought it cracked, like it was like hanging to the side. Such a relief, such a relief. Still in pain, but such a relief. Were you scared when I fell?
Very.
Why are you scared?
Because I hope that your ankle wasn't broken, but thank goodness it wasn't.
Yeah, it still hurt really bad. I'm still shaking. I feel a little tension in it. Oh man, did you ever fall like that?
Well, not like that. I fell one time, but I didn't hear a crack or anything.
Oh man, I heard a crack. That thing was bad. All right, that fridge outside was at 52, I believe, when I cut it on. Let's go see what it's at now, and then I'll end the video because it's getting too long. And then I'm gonna do some videos in the car because I'm gonna be doing some car camping, and I haven't done that in a while. Hopefully, my leg holds up and I can do it. But this thing, you see the phone shaking, the camera shaking, is only because I'm hurting bad. So that short time I had it on, it went down by 10 degrees. It was 52, now it's 42. But let me straighten up in here just a little bit. What I just realized, inside of this compartment, we do have a pass-through. So right here is something where I can put another off-grid system and run the wires underneath to plug in when we need to. And this here, we have plug sockets up here. So you can recharge your off-grid system very easily. So I may see if I set something up in here. It's pretty cool. Oh, you can hear the compressor cut on. Went down to 39. It's pretty cool. So this is where the Starlink is, and I'm going to show you an obstruction map so you can see how clear it is. So we still have a little bit of trees, a little bit of leaves to fall off here. Those all fell off. Those all fell off. So it's clear skies if you look at our obstruction map now because the leaves have fallen. There's the face-on look at the Starlink. It's working good. Still holding on really well. Alright guys, that's all we got for this week in this video. The next video, stay tuned because we're going to be, well, it's just going to be me inside of the little Kia. We're going to be doing some little adventures in there. We're going to spend 2 nights in the cold testing out a little battery system with a heater that we have. But I'm going to leave you guys with a look at these 4 leaves that I still have to pick up. I stopped because I hurt my ankle. But see you next week, everybody.